both of them can punch, but Tank is a gifted puncher. He don't need equipment to punch. You know what I mean? He's not being taught how to punch. He was born as God gifted compared to Schofield's punch. All the strength work and stuff like that. No disrespect, but it's a different talking Tank's punch.
So vice versa, is Tank a tune up for Floyd?
I don't see it, but Floyd see it.
I see it. That's the thing. It all depends on when you're chasing your dreams. It all depends on what y'all dreaming, what the person dreaming. Everybody else not going to believe it. It ain't
Right.
for everybody else to believe. It's for you to believe it.
Boxing, you got to understand the tricks, the mind games people play. It's like sitting in court. You got to catch it. You know what I'm saying? Catch what that judge say. Or you one time.
Gervonta Davis's trainer responded to Floyd Schofield's recent comments with a strong message, making it clear that Schofield still has a lot to prove before being compared to Tank. According to Davis's coach, Schofield has talent, but he has not yet reached the experience, achievements, or skill level that Davis has built throughout his career.
It's a good experience for him,
For real. He would learn from wherever Tank teach him in that ring. He would carry that on throughout his boxing journey. And look at Canelo. What Canelo learned from Floyd, then he turned out to be good, along the journey. So it is what it is. I'm excited for it. I hope Oscar and PBC can make.
Tank's team appears ready to show Schofield that world-class power, sharp timing, and years of top-level experience are challenges he hasn't faced yet. They're not focused on building hype or making noise. They believe their work in the ring speaks for itself.
I don't think they hyping their name up. I think they would go at Tank. But what did Tank say in the response?
That he would whoop him, that little tick that the little reaction tick that Farmer has, it's not gonna affect that would you wouldn't do nothing with me, with that type of deal. Yeah, he wasn't too happy about the performance.
Oh well.
Due to the cost.
The discussion around Gervonta Davis continues, and Floyd Schofield Sr. is making it clear that he believes his son has already earned the opportunity to face Tank. By comparing Davis's career accomplishments with the progress Floyd Jr. has made, he argues that fans and critics should stop treating his son like an unproven contender and start recognizing him as a legitimate challenger.
Fought nobody just like my son hasn't. My son fought Tevin Farmer, two-time champion, knocked him out in one round. That accomplished more, truthfully, fighter for fighter, than Tank.
Schofield is a young, talented fighter with confidence, power, and a growing track record against solid competition. That is why his remarks have been so straightforward. He wants the boxing community to view this as a genuine fight that deserves attention, not just another opponent being linked to Gervonta Davis without a real case behind it.
Bro, come on now, it's bullshit. If y'all can't see that bullshit, then it's on y'all. He hasn't fought nobody. I want to see as a fan him fight somebody.
Coach Kenny Ellis believes the biggest difference between Gervonta Davis and Floyd Schofield Jr. comes down to one key factor: power. While Schofield is skilled, athletic, and full of confidence, Team Tank views Davis's punching strength as a game-changing weapon. From their perspective, success is not just about hard work or self-belief. It is about carrying the kind of power that can instantly change a fight. Tank has built his reputation by catching opponents with shots they never expected, and Ellis feels Schofield may be making the same mistake many fighters have made before stepping into the ring. His message is simple: confidence matters, but Tank's power is something entirely different when the fight begins.
I feel like with Tank it's just natural, and then with Floyd Schofield it's kind of been taught.
Yeah, through training and stuff like that. But however you get it, you get it. But Tank punch is different.
Schofield believes that Tank Davis is food at this moment in time. What do you feel like they see?
It's okay for him to think, but I don't know what he sees. And whatever you see, all the Tank's last opponents seen it.
Yeah,
seen it. That's just boxing.
It is clear that Team Schofield is not looking for an easier path. They want the toughest test available, and that means facing Gervonta Davis. Floyd Schofield Sr. does not speak about the matchup as a dangerous gamble. He sees it as the fight his son has been preparing for all along. Davis may be the champion, the biggest attraction, and one of the sport's most recognized names, but that is exactly what makes the challenge so important. In Schofield Sr.'s view, fighters who want to reach the highest level do not avoid the best competition. They take it head-on and prove they belong among the elite.
That's in our weight class. That don't make sense. Schofield not even a boxer at this point. Yes, he is. Schofield got 19 fights with a bunch of knockouts. He only been off a year. He been boxing since he was 8. And only been off a year at 23. Come on now. Don't fall out any more fights. I don't know. That need to learn how to spell before he start trying to criticize somebody.
The rivalry is starting to feel more like a real fight as the tension between both camps continues to grow. Team Tank does not seem convinced by the confidence coming from Floyd Schofield Jr.'s side, while Schofield's team believes Gervonta Davis can be tested just like any other fighter. That difference in mindset is what makes the exchange so intense, with both sides speaking as if they already know how the fight would unfold. Davis's camp sees a young contender making bold claims, while Team Schofield sees an opportunity to challenge a champion and prove they belong at the highest level.
The Tank saying he will get his little ass whooped. I have none of those twitches that Tevin has. I'll beat the dog shit out of this.
He's a boxer. He's supposed to say that. Like Kid is saying the same thing. Like Tank is just a...
Floyd Schofield Sr. is challenging the idea that this would simply be a tune-up fight for Gervonta Davis. While some fans may view it as a chance for Tank to shake off ring rust, Schofield Sr. believes the matchup carries serious risk for both fighters. Davis has been inactive, and Floyd Jr. is also returning after time away, making this a high-pressure fight from the start. Team Schofield understands that Tank remains the top name in the division, but they see this opportunity as a potential turning point in Floyd Jr.'s career. That belief is why Schofield Sr. speaks with such confidence. He feels his son has a chance to change everything with one performance and has no reason to be intimidated by the challenge.
For Tank and a tune-up for Floyd, I feel like, I don't know about that statement. You know what I mean? Why you feel that way?
I didn't say it. He said it. He said tune up.
Right.
That means a lot.
Yeah, both of them haven't been in the ring in a year. They both the tune up for both of them. No matter which way it's gonna go, they both been out of the ring over a year.
Damn, it's been a year for Schofield already?
Yeah, last June. It's about to be a year, and Tank is a year and a half. They both each other tune up, no matter how it looks. And my son, I've been saying he's the greatest of all time. When do we get a chance to prove it or go after it? This is a huge risk for my son. What happened if my son
You're
wins?
going against the king.
Right. What happened if he win? What happened if God forbid he stopped Tank? How is his life the next day? So with this journey of life, you got one life. Have fun, risk, have fun, go for it. What's the worst that can happen? You lose. Nobody expected you to win. So it's a win-win for my son, no matter what. Just getting in the ring is a win.
This matchup has all the ingredients of a hungry young contender getting the opportunity of a lifetime against one of boxing's biggest stars. Gervonta Davis remains the established champion, the feared puncher, and the fighter everyone wants to beat. However, Shane believes Floyd Schofield Jr. could present a real challenge if the fight happens. Schofield is entering with confidence, speed, and a strong belief that this is the moment that could transform his career. That makes him a dangerous opponent, especially if anyone underestimates him. With his willingness to take chances and his belief in his abilities, Schofield sees this fight as an opportunity to make a statement and shake up the division.
I think Schofield's been more active, and he's a younger, a little bit bigger, a little taller. I think he's going to give Tank a lot of problems.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's going to Tank some problems. I like Tank too, but Tank he's been all over the place. His mental's, I don't think is all the way there. You know, he got a lot of girl problems and this problem, that problem. Yeah, I have to lean with Schofield, but Tank is about. I like Tank. He fights with a heart and strong. And I mean, I like the way he fights, But on this one, I would probably lean to Schofield because he's a real fighter too.
So what? Is it just the size alone, the durability? I mean, what? Why
No. It's the mentality. It's not the size. The size. Tank don't care about size. Otherwise, if Ryan did something, it's a mental.
Most fans will likely expect Tank Davis to come out on top because of his experience, accomplishments, and proven track record at the highest level. However, Floyd Schofield Jr. enters the conversation with plenty of confidence and self-belief, convinced that he has identified opportunities he can use to his advantage. That mindset is what makes him a dangerous challenger, as he genuinely believes he has the tools to compete with one of the sport's biggest stars.
Austin for a reason, right? Not in the fight, I'm saying. I just like him as a fighter because I pay attention to dedication and growth. I've been watching him and Abdullah Mason since before they really got off the ground because I used to evaluate guys for Rick Ross when he was in the boxing space, not the rapper, the real one. And during that era, I know you remember that, I think, but in that era, I saw a lot of chinks in his armor when it came to the way he fought. Like I saw him get bodied by some guys in Texas a couple times, like in sparring. He was getting dropped, and I was just like, damn, he got to work on his game. That's what my assessment was. Like, he got to work on his game, defense, his movement. So he tough, but I thought he needed to work on his movement. And watching him now, since he's been with, I think he with Golden Boy, right? Yeah. And since he's been with them, though, I watch him online. I see him working on his game. He's dedicated.
The real question is not whether Tank Davis enters as the favorite. It is whether Floyd Schofield Jr. can turn his confidence into meaningful success when he is standing across from one of the hardest punchers in the sport. Belief and ambition can take a fighter far, but facing a champion of Tank's caliber is a completely different challenge. If Schofield can apply pressure, stay composed, and back up his words in the ring, he could make the fight far more competitive than many expect.
I do have, even though he's tough, he's been in some fights where he had to have some grit. The issue I have is Tank left hand. I think Tank, if no matter how tough you are, you're not gonna just keep dealing with that left. You know what I'm saying? And if Tank hits you with 2 or 3 of those clean, it's gonna be night. I don't care who you are. I think Roach is an anomaly. Roach did pretty good. He didn't get hit too clean too often, and he had a game plan. If Austin is a cerebral fighter, if he can become one or if he is one, and he could study that fight to try to gain an understanding for how Roach went about not just surviving, but frustrated Tank, then he got a shot. But I think I got that fight Tank in 6 or 7 because of Austin's prowess. Like, his thing is he's tough, he's explosive. But all I see, Gervonta lately when he's fighting guys, he waits you out. He waits for the steam to come out of your punch.
Max Kellerman's view of a potential Gervonta Davis versus Floyd Schofield Jr. fight adds another layer to the discussion because he tends to focus on skill levels, timing, and what a matchup truly reveals about a fighter. Davis is already an established champion with elite power, experience, and a reputation for delivering under pressure. Meanwhile, Schofield Jr. is working to prove that he belongs among boxing's top names, backed by strong confidence and support from his team. That is why Kellerman's perspective carries weight. This matchup is about more than belief or bold predictions. The real question is whether Schofield is prepared for the speed, power, composure, and overall challenge that Davis brings when the stakes are highest.
Tank won't take them type of fights unless he needs to because he fights for money. Now, one thing is maybe he got a lot.
That's why I bring it up. Tank might need that fight right now.
He got a lot of stuff going on.
He just fumbled a $30 million bag.
A lot of Tank that was the interest in Tank was generated because you know what you see. You know he's a special talent. But the fact is, his resume was highly, let's say, curated.
Come on.
He fought smaller guys who couldn't punch.
Santa Cruz.
Right, exactly.
And knocked them cold out.
Right, knocked them out. The way he did it.
Don't matter.
That don't matter?
He knocked them cold out.
You a trainer saying that. That's terrible.
That is an old trick. That's an old trick promoters use when you want to build up a puncher. You bring a name guy up a division or two who's not a puncher and let the puncher look really good. And even then, he lost some rounds. He was, Rolly is a big puncher, but not the most sophisticated boxer.
I thought we were going to avoid this.
Ryan Garcia made that fight happen.
Made what fight happen?
With Tank.
Yes,
and
got clipped. And I don't want to hear nothing behind it.
I
don't want to hear nothing behind it.
And he
forced the fight to happen.
Wait a minute. And he was weight trained.
He drained the hell out of him.
He did. And Ryan, since then, has not proven to be an elite pound-for-pound fighter. He has proven that he's still an excellent fighter, and like Ryan, like Tank, you can see the talent.
Austin Schofield has intensified the pressure on Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson, Openly claiming that both fighters are avoiding a matchup with Floyd Schofield Jr. through a series of strong social media posts, he argued that financial demands, legal concerns, and promotional issues are being used as excuses to delay or avoid the fight. He even called on the WBA to take action if the mandatory title defense does not move forward, insisting that Floyd Jr. has earned his opportunity. Whether fans agree with those accusations or not, the comments have brought more attention to the situation and increased the spotlight on the negotiations. From Team Schofield's perspective, they want the fight immediately and believe Floyd Jr. is being denied his chance. On the other hand, Gervonta Davis remains the established star with a proven record, knockout power, and championship experience. At the same time, many understand why Team Schofield is pushing so aggressively, as Floyd Jr. is a young, ambitious contender determined to secure the biggest opportunity of his career and prove he belongs among boxing's elite.
In and out of the ring, taking too much time off, personal issues, just personal problems, that he has in his life, that none of our business. But, at the end, we as boxing fans would love to see him. He's exciting. We love to see his knockouts. We love to see his fights. The way he starts and takes care of business. In the later rounds, he's an exciting fighter. He sells out arenas. He does really good numbers when it comes to pay-per-view and stuff like that. So I'm glad he's coming back. Schofield is a dangerous fighter. His last fight he took out what's the name in the first round, knocked him out, and
Tevin Farmer.
Tevin Farmer, and look, and nobody had done that, and Schofield comes in and knocks him out the way he did. That was impressive. So yeah, it is a risky fight for.
According to Robert Garcia, there is real risk involved for Gervonta Davis in this matchup. What makes the fight so intriguing is the contrast between the two fighters. Tank brings proven experience, elite power, and championship-level success, while Floyd Schofield Jr. enters with confidence, ambition, and the mindset of a fighter with everything to gain. Garcia sees it as the type of contest where a single mistake could completely shift the outcome, making it a dangerous and compelling challenge for both men.
The situation Davis is in, these are tough fights because he has these long layoffs. He has a lot of these mental lapses where, he's getting arrested, and the Jake Paul fight is also off the table, on the table. I'd much rather see Tank Davis fighting Schofield than Jake Paul, that's for sure. So the Schofield fight, actually, bring it to the table. He's the #1 WBA mandatory, so obviously you're knocking the mandatory out of the way, because I can remember Schofield and Lucas Body being on the table for the vacant WBA title when Davis was going to be stripped for fighting Jake Paul. So now that he's not stripped, it forces Body to take a step back, and now you got Schofield and Davis on the table. So you got to respect Davis for doing the right thing to try to hold on to the title. You got to respect the WBA for actually, continuing to mandate the guy Schofield, because, these guys were sitting there waiting, and you know how I feel about champions that hold the belts and just.
The WBA's decision to order Gervonta Davis to face Floyd Schofield Jr. adds serious importance to the situation because it moves the discussion beyond social media exchanges and public callouts. With the sanctioning body now involved, the matchup begins to look like a legitimate mandatory title fight, increasing the pressure on Team Davis to either finalize an agreement or provide a clear reason why the bout cannot move forward. This development gives Schofield's challenge more credibility and makes the outcome of the negotiations much more significant.
Order the fight, but the WBA has ordered a lot of fights that they didn't follow through on. So I'm skeptical until they reach that limit of if the sides make a deal, great. I very much doubt they'll be able to come up with that, before the deadline for a purse bid. The problem with the WBA is that they lie. So as an example, look at the Rolly Romero situation. That's why we saw Jack Catterall and Giasov fight for the regular title of the WBA at welterweight, because Giasov had been sitting there as their mandatory for the last, probably about a year. They ordered the fight with Tank. I mean, not with Tank, with Rolly, I should say. Mm-hmm. And the fight they didn't make a deal. And I had my own personal conversation with Gilberto Mendoza. Say, yeah, we're going to order the purse bid. I'm talking to him on a Wednesday or Thursday afternoon. We're texting. It's like, yeah, we're going to order the purse bid on Monday. Okay. They never ordered the purse bid. It went months. They didn't order it. So they can put out a resolution, say they have 30 days to make Schofield against as the mandatory to make the fight with Tank Davis. And if they don't reach an agreement within X number of days, we're going to order the purse bid. I'll believe it when.
Team Schofield is using the WBA's order as proof that Floyd Schofield Jr. has earned the right to challenge for the title. That is what makes this development so important, because the discussion is no longer centered on bold statements or promotional back and forth. The focus has now shifted to official negotiations, deadlines, potential purse bids, and the real consequences that come with a mandatory title fight. As a result, the situation has become much more serious and difficult for either side to ignore.
And PBC, which are the two groups that would be involved, have worked well together over the last couple of times. They've done some fights together. They just did the big fight between Benavidez and Zurdo Ramirez. So from the promoter point of view, it probably shouldn't be a huge.
The boxer believes a potential matchup between Gervonta Davis and Floyd Schofield Jr. could be an exciting and competitive fight. At the same time, he cautioned Schofield about the challenge ahead, pointing to moments in some of his past performances where he showed vulnerabilities. While he acknowledges Schofield's talent and potential, he feels those issues could become much more costly against an experienced and dangerous fighter like Tank Davis, making this a major test of Schofield's readiness for the elite level.
The WBA at 135, Floyd Schofield, Tank Davis, Lance, a reporter, put out Pugmire. I think I'm saying his name right. If I'm not, apologize. But he put out that those negotiations are starting to intensify more with Floyd Schofield and Tank Davis. I mean, what do you think about them at 135?
Oh, good fight. I mean, Schofield has all the proving to do. They're doing a lot of talking, but not a lot of proving. You know, um, again, the win over Tevin Farmer was a great win. It was a dominant victory over the kid, and so, but now we have to build on that. Farmer was good, but he come up short in those victories. Um, and like I say, with the falling out of the Shakur Stevenson fight, with him not fighting Shakur Stevenson, that just left a bad taste in the boxing public's minds. And so I like to see the fight. I think it's a good fight. They both power punchers. They roughly, the same height or size or something. So it's a good fight. I can't complain. Like I say, when you watch Tank, it's always a treat to watch Tank.